Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, why did I buy this shit? Fragrance haul. Second one that I'm filming today, but you're gonna get it in a few weeks. Alright, so before we get into it, guys, please show YouTube and the algorithms that you'll like this type of video by leaving one of these. Trust me, I really honestly truly hate asking, but even myself, I forget liking some of the videos that I enjoy watching. So I just might start asking you guys at the beginning of every video, just as a reminder. Again, I hate asking, but we're all forgetful, including this guy, right? First one is actually going to be a cheapie, and a lot of these are actually quite affordable, with a few higher ends, no niche though, okay? But that's going to be Guess Effect. I have not smelled this yet, so this was a test bottle, so let's do a first impression. See? Never sprayed. Oh yeah. So like the notes themselves have like musk as the major factor. I could see like musk and lavender. Right off the bat, it kind of smells more of like a younger version of Prada Luna Rosa in some ways. So let's just read off a few notes. You get pineapple, there's grapefruit, star anise, violet leaf, vanilla, guaiac wood. So yes, musk, but I get this lavender feel, the fruity nuance of like the pineapple, yeah, in some ways, but most certainly the citrus. This is definitely youthful. So I really don't know if I'm gonna keep this one, but as I said in the other one, I'm actually decluttering, which is really ironic because here I am doing a haul video, but certain brands I'm just gonna start keeping my very favorites. This one here, I'll do a review, I'll keep it for a little bit, but I just might gift it to my nephew. Next fragrance is from the brand of Prada, and no, it's not Luna Rosa because there are a little similarities. But this one is discontinued from what I hear. See, I don't keep like my ear to the frog on the streets when it comes to this stuff. I don't know if things are discontinued, being reformulated. This one, from what I hear from a lot of sources, is discontinued, but it's still online for a little bit more expensive. My bottle, I spent more money than what it's going for right now. So get it while you can. Prada L'Homme L'Eau. This has a lot of neroli, iris, got some powdery undertones. This is just class. For a spring and summer fragrance, this is definitely classy. There is that soapy aspect, a lot of the iris, definitely the neroli, a little bit of sandalwood, amber, and so on. Just class, sophistication for a fresh fragrance, which, you know, for fresh fragrances, there's not a lot of classy, refined type of fresh fragrances, but this one here most certainly is. Next fragrance is going to be Lacoste Match Point Cologne. This has some similarities to the original. This one here is just a little bit more brighter, a little bit more fresher. It still has a little bit of a green aspect. It's just not as green and a little bit more tart, because that tartness is actually from the rhubarb. There are citruses, there is gentiana. There's also like the lavender and the clary sage itself. This is more of a spring and summer scent, like pretty much an everyday spring and summer scent. Next fragrance, I believe, is a top seller for this brand. That's going to be Diesel's Fuel for Life. This is just pretty much anise, heliotropes, and woods. Sweet, fruity, a little spicy, definitely young. So if you like it, you rock it, especially if you're like my age, 47, you know. If you're in your 40s, you like it, wear what you want. Plain and simple, but it definitely has this youthful touch. It's a little flirty, it's a little fun. So I find that it just might resonate with the young guys out there. Perfect for the spring and autumn time. Next fragrance, when I reviewed this one, I kind of crapped on it a couple years ago. I think it was like last year or the year before. Can't remember, but I ended up revisiting it earlier in the springtime. I'm like, this is actually better than I thought. Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Intense. What made me change my mind is the cardamom in this one here. The cardamom is really nice. I love the note of cardamom. I find cardamom adds this warmth, but it adds this sexiness. This is not a sexy fragrance, I'm just gonna state that, but the cardamom does add something really nice to the scent. There's also lavender, there's turmeric, there is gonna be sandalwood, vetiver, and of course that typical citrus. Just more of a spring and summer scent, just like an everyday casual kind of fragrance. Next fragrance was launched in 2020, and this is actually a pretty darn good fragrance. I don't know if I talked about it on my channel or not. I really don't know if I reviewed it. But Ralph Lauren Polo Red Eau de Parfum. Let's spray this one because it's been a little while. I remember it having red, like a red berry, red currant. Yeah, very, very fruity. So red berry, red currants, might be raspberry, but definitely has this fruity aspect. I feel like there's ginger and lavender with, I don't know, fruity, fresh, aromatic. I feel like this might be more of an autumn fragrance. If I haven't reviewed this one, I most certainly will. I'm gonna have to check my catalog, all right? But yeah, definitely better than I thought. Next fragrance from a brand that I haven't really talked about all that much. I've done a few videos, but not so much on Bal de Serini. Ambra Eau Fresh. So let's try this one out, shall we? See, never sprayed. First impression. Oh, very like ozonic or aldehydic. There's something, yeah, a little chemically too. Whew, my nose is gonna be in overdrive. Ozonic, fresh, a little woody maybe. I'll just read a few of the notes, but like you're gonna get like watermelon, there's bergamot, violet leaf, sage cypress. So maybe it's the cypress that I'm getting, but yeah, I don't get the amber. That might be a base note, mid note, but overall just like very aldehydic, ozonic, fresh, and I don't get that watermelon either. Woody. Definitely get the woods though. So I will definitely revisit this one in the springtime because it feels like it's more of a spring fragrance than summer. I guess this is number 8, not sure, but this one I have talked about on my channel years ago, Prada Luna Rosa. This really is just a classic. In some ways it's a classic. I believe it came out in 2011, but oh yeah, just that lavender. I am not crazy with my fragrances being overloaded with lavender, but in this it's done nicely. So I feel like there's lavender, there's of course going to be the citrus, maybe some mint, and that's pretty much it so far. Maybe a little musky, definitely very like a shit ton of lavender. I'm getting more of like the lavender, the mint combination, which I think it's the mint that makes this one more bearable to my nose. Next fragrance is a cheapie, and it's an oldie. I think it's 88, maybe 84. And I only got it because it's super cheap and it grew on me, believe it or not. Davidoff Zeno. So from what I hear, this is now discontinued, that it's gonna be harder to come by. I just checked it online, so I don't know if it's discontinued, but it's still available for a good price tag. So if it is discontinued, get it while you can. This smells a lot like Tom Ford Beau de Jour. This is just the original. Tom Ford maybe has gotten inspiration from this, but definitely has that classic barbershop feel. So you're gonna get that lavender, the clary sage, rose, geranium, and definitely patchouli. Older gentleman. If you're a young guy, like someone in their 20s who likes this, more power to you. So you're definitely a lot more sophisticated and a lot more polished than myself. And definitely a lot more mature, but at the same time, that's not very hard. And last but not least, this will be the most expensive one in this list, except for maybe this one here. This is luxury designer, but I ended up getting a very good deal. So you might be spending more money than the 110, 120 that I spent. And that's gonna be Dolce & Gabbana Velvet Bergamot. So the name itself, I'm starting to get into this lineup, but they got like a lot of like velvets in it. This one here is not original though. That I gotta state, it smells a lot like Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. It doesn't have neroli, but it has a lot of the citrus, the petitgrain. You definitely most certainly get the petitgrain. There is that white floral combination, making this like you feel like there is that neroli aspect, but very clean, citrusy, white floral with clary sage and like vetiver towards the base. Again, nothing new, but it just smells incredibly smooth, very well blended. Summertime in a bottle. This is like preppy style, but at the same time you could rock this with a suit and tie. So guys, that's it for Why Did I Buy This Shit fragrance haul. Any reviews that I've done on these fragrances, they will all be in the description box below. I have talked about most of these. I like the other video that I filmed just before this one. This one here, a lot of them I have talked about, minus these two. Well, maybe, But most certainly this one here, just because of the brand itself, I haven't really dived too much into. And this one here, I've been meaning to do with Chad Jr. So what videos to watch next? Well, why don't you check out right here for a previous why did I buy this whole friggin' shit. So guys, thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.